Hey there, South Mississippi. Chief Meteorologist Eric Jeansonne here. The quick update on the forecast this evening. Overall, it's been pretty nice out there, and we're watching some cloud cover from some storms that they're close, but they're not close enough to bring us any rain out there. Generally along the I-55 corridor, we're seeing some thunderstorms around Macomb and Tylertown, but those have pretty much fizzled out now that we've seen the sun go down. So as we work our way into tomorrow morning, it's going to be a nice, pleasant start. Temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s. A dry start as well. As we work our way into the mid-morning hours, we're going to see our temperatures climbing into the 80s pretty fast, and by lunchtime many areas will already be in the 90s, so it will be another hot afternoon, and I wouldn't be surprised if a few areas, especially north of I-10, see temperatures briefly spike into the mid-90s. Now, we can't rely on maybe an isolated shower here or there, but for the most part, we generally stay dry across South Mississippi. Again, if you see a shower or a thunderstorm, it will be very brief, and it will not do much to really alleviate any of the developing drought conditions. If you have plans to head out over the water tomorrow, over the Sound, the land breeze in the morning, we start off with a northeast wind becoming southeast with a sea breeze later on, about 5 to 10 knots. Now, about 20 to 30 miles offshore, we're looking at east winds 10 to 15 knots, seas generally about 2 to 3 feet. Notice the rain chances stay slim even to the weekend, so a nice weekend for some island hopping if you're heading to maybe Ship Island or Cat Island. Looks like the weather is going to be pretty good for that as we head towards Saturday and Sunday. Water temperature at Point Cadet, we're sitting at 85 degrees this afternoon. Let's talk about the tropics. Overall, as far as the Gulf is concerned, there's not really much going on. If you were watching yesterday, we were talking about how we've only had one hurricane so far. Typically, by September 16th, we see our fourth hurricane of the year. So far, by September 16th, or now we're on the 17th now, we've only had one hurricane develop, and that was Hurricane Erin back in August. It even reached Category 5 strength, but no hurricanes since Erin. We did have Fernan in the Atlantic. That was not much of an event, but now we have Gabrielle. That is the latest named storm out there. And looking at the satellite, it's not really much to look at. It's kind of sloppy looking as we take a look at Gabrielle way out in the Atlantic. It's struggling. There's a lot of wind shear and some dry air keeping it from rapidly organizing. The latest from the National Hurricane Center from about 4 o'clock earlier. Winds generally about 50 miles per hour and moving to the northwest at 14 miles per hour. Here's the latest forecast track. Notice as we go to Thursday, Friday, into Saturday and Sunday, it approaches Bermuda, and it may become a hurricane as it approaches Bermuda. A little too early to say if it's going to make a direct impact or brush the island, but certainly interests in Bermuda need to pay attention to Gabrielle as we head towards the beginning of next week. We're also watching this other tropical wave coming off the coast of Africa. It has a low chance for tropical development in the next few days or so. We have plenty of time to monitor this. Way too early to say if this is a threat to the U.S., and if it was, it wouldn't be for another, let's just say about 2 weeks from now. So again, plenty of time to monitor these waves when they are this far out in the Atlantic. There is a little bit of model support for this, but right now, nothing robust. These are the model tracks for Gabrielle, by the way, and notice they continue to curve Gabrielle out to sea, so that's what we like to see. As far as the Caribbean goes, there is some unsettled weather across the northwestern Caribbean, and we expect this area to see some unsettled weather over the next 5 to 7 days or so. So we are going to see thunderstorm activity across Cuba, the Yucatan, western Caribbean, southern Gulf. That's sort of expected with this pattern that we're seeing, but the benefit of this pattern, as we take a look at the water vapor, the upper air pattern, you can see the steering currents here. The winds coming in from the north and from the west, from the jet stream, that's a lot of wind shear. And, you know, the water temperatures over the Gulf, they're extremely warm. But water temperatures are not the only thing that matters when it comes to tropical development. you need to have low wind shear and plenty of moisture. And when all those ingredients aren't coming together, it's very difficult for tropical activity to form despite the very warm sea surface temperatures. So with all this wind shear right now in the Gulf and the dry air indicated by those oranges and reds there that you see, it's going to be hard for anything to really try to organize in those spots. So 7-day forecast for South Mississippi. Again, things look very quiet and calm and no complaints from me. But as we go into tomorrow, another nice start. Temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s, highs in the afternoon in the 90s. It's going to be these pleasant mornings, hot afternoons, dry conditions. By the way, we are heading into what is typically our driest time of the year.